All right. Hey, everybody, it's Joel here. And we're going to do things a little different today because I recorded this video a couple weeks back. And like a genius, I did not turn my microphone on. And so I enthusiastically and with great charisma delivered this entire awesome egg cutting video with no sound. So here we go. We're going to do our best to record over this for you and give you a play-by-play of what happened with clutch 15 of 2024, which we're cutting today. And what we're hoping to see here is some blue-eyed leucistics. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so as you can see here, this is a Mojave female to a bamboo black pastel pinstripe yellow belly male. He is a stud and has given me some amazing babies throughout the year. Typically, the male comes first, but since my wife and son took this clutch or pulled this clutch for me while I was out of the country, they just wrote backwards. No big deal. There were originally, I believe, 7 eggs or 8 eggs in this clutch. One was a slug. One was a little boob egg that had no veins, so they tossed it, which is fine. I always like to incubate those anyway until they go bad, but we won't fault them for not knowing. It looks like we've got about 4 pips here. Please forgive me as my memory is not rock solid of the cutting of this clutch when it occurred. And thankfully that was a couple weeks ago. So me trying to be proactive back then, and my memory is failing me now. But anyway, we're going to get into this clutch together. For whatever reason, this day I felt like doing it a little different and going backwards. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I'm a little neurotic sometimes about going in order. No specific reason, it just seems right to me. So I do that. But on this day, I decided let's go in reverse order and see what's here. So this first egg you can see here, the baby obviously is interested in what's going on. He's moving around, he's checking it out. And this is a beautiful black pastel. And you can see him kind of flicking his tongue there. He's sticking his nose out of the egg and taking his first breaths, which I just think is so cool. I love it when that happens. Very neat. And thankfully today, or the day that I took this video, I was able to keep this egg in the camera's view for the most part the whole time. I get focused on the eggs as I'm cutting, and as you know, I oftentimes will have the egg or the baby off the screen, and I'm telling you to look at something you can't see. So thank you for being patient and understanding. As I do that, I'm just easily distracted by what's in front of me, and so I do apologize, but I thank you guys for your grace because none of you have ever complained. And if you have, you didn't comment about it, so I don't know. So thank you either way. But on that note, as we cut this one, I will say I do love to see you guys' comments. I always try to read every comment and respond in some form or fashion. So taking a little sneak peek at egg number 5 here as I had it slightly off the camera. You can see this looks pretty cool. You can see some really rich orange in here. There's a lot more pixelation, and there's flaming up the sides of the snake in those darker patterns. That's because this is a black pastel yellow belly, and the 2 genes both kind of add pixelation well, yellow belly lightens with the kind of yellow, whereas black pastel brings in some oranges, and when they work together, the yellow belly really just makes that orange pop and highlights it even better. So that's a good looking snake. And now for number 4, we could see its little nose sticking out there. So obviously that was not a blue-eyed leucistic. So 3 out of 6 eggs so far and no blue-eyed lucies, but that's okay. This egg, I could tell by the nose, is something lighter. So it certainly has the bamboo gene, which if you've watched many videos, you know, is one of my favorites. I've always been a big fan of bamboo. That was the first like stud male I ever bought, was a bamboo combo. No recessives that we knew of, but we found out later that he does in fact carry a recessive trait and is het for cryptic, which means that all of the babies in this clutch have a 50% chance of carrying that het cryptic gene also. You can see a beautiful bamboo here, bamboo black pastel, I believe. But after he shed, he looked even better. This is like I said, a couple weeks ago that I cut this clutch, and just trying to catch up on things here as everything's been so busy with over 100 babies in the hatchling rack so far this year. And this is clutch 15, so we have clutch 16, 17, and 18 left after this. Yeah, it's just crazy the amount of work that these babies can produce. And here we go, definitely lighter, but again, we missed on blue-eyed leucistic, but we got another great bamboo combo here. And I'm going to tell you, both these bamboos, once they got out of the egg and they had their first sheds, they just look awesome. So much better even than what you can tell here. And so look out for those updates. I don't have any update videos recorded yet. I know I need to get on that. Things have just been so crazy. But anyway, we'll keep going through here, and we'll hope that one of these last two eggs holds a blue-eyed leucistic for us. But you can already start to see that this one is another miss on the Bell genes. Doesn't have either of them, but let's see what we do have, if I can talk. And you can see this actually kind of looks very similar to a wild type coloration, but if you look a little closer, you see some of this pixelation in the alien heads. And if you notice the black portion of the belly, you can see some of the flaming coming up the sides, which is indicative of a yellow belly. And as this little guy pokes his head out here to say hello to us for the first time and take his first breaths, you can see that blushing on the head there helps to confirm that it is in fact a yellow belly. A lot of times yellow bellies will have like almost a perfect V on their head, a blushed out V. Some people say it looks like a heart. This guy, not so much. It's a little bit more faded and not as distinct, but still helps us to ID. And this is a beautiful combo. Be a nice little pet for somebody. I wouldn't typically expect this to be a breeder, but a great pet that looks sort of like the classic, but with a little bit more flair. So here we are. We're finally made it to our last egg, egg number 1. And as you can already see, probably, we once again missed the blue-eyed leucistic. We have no blue-eyed lucies in this clutch, but this baby is a beautiful male Mojave pinstripe. And Mojave pinstripe can kind of be tricky because if you first look at it, pinstripe a lot of times takes out a lot of the alien heads and really has a lot of lining, like sharp, thin lining in the patterns. And the Mojave kind of sort of takes that back more towards a traditional pattern. Still distinct, so it's relatively easy to tell once you know what to look for. But anyway, that is a Mojave pinstripe, and that one is actually already spoken for and just needs one more meal before it's ready to go to its new owner. All of these babies have taken first meals, and they're doing great. Everybody's healthy, happy, and look at them. Aren't they just cute? Unfortunately, no blue-eyed leucistics here. I just always love the BELS. They're so beautiful, and we had some really great odds this year on different clutches that we've had, so I can't complain. But when it comes to the blue-eyed leucistics, I had 3 clutches that should have given me a 50% chance per egg of a blue-eyed leucistic, and out of the 23 eggs, we only got 2. So really poor odds on the blue-eyed lucies. I'm sorry if any of you were looking for one of those. I will have a couple available, one male, one female. But actually, they're on Morph Market now. But that's all I got. But it's okay. As we wrap this up, I just want to remind you to share the love of reptiles with anybody you can. And I'll see you guys next time.